All right, this is Ted Flett with the Blade Boys, and I'm very pleased to be here with Kaetlyn Osmond, two-time Canadian national champion, and now Nebelhorn champion for two-time Canadian champion, two-time Nebelhorn champion. Awesome skate today, and return to competitive skating. Canadian fans are so happy to have you back. You have no idea. First question, it's a toughie. I have friends from Newfoundland, I have friends from Alberta. You were born in Newfoundland, you train in Alberta. Are you an Albertan? Are you a Newfoundlander? How do you identify?
I consider both because I still say I'm a Newfie all the time. Okay. It's my hometown, my family still lives there. But I've been living in Edmonton for 9 years. Okay. And this will be my 10th year here, so in Edmonton, so I consider both. Okay,
and how often do you get back to Newfoundland?
I try to get back once a year, sometimes twice a year, but it's really hard. My sister often comes up to Edmonton, so it makes it worth it that way.
Okay. So in your return to competitive skating this week, reflecting back, how do you feel about it? How do you think it went? Was it difficult to channel the competitive juices again?
I actually am so excited to be back, and in practices I felt like I was more comfortable than ever on the ice, and something I've never really been good with is dealing with the excitement in competition. And in my short program warm-up, I showed my old self a little bit better there, where I get really excited in competitions and I just can't control the height and the speed of my programs, and it sometimes leads to really funny falls. Right. But in my long, I felt a lot more comfortable, and I felt like more like myself in practice and just able to control myself a lot more. We
got some great clips on our YouTube channel of you in practice, and you looked smooth as silk, totally confident. You would never know that you've been off for a year and a half. You know, Courtney Hicks, Mariah Nagasu, Elaine Chartrand, all throwing around triple axels around you. Kaetlyn was oblivious or just going about your job and doing what you needed to do. Also added the triple loop to your repertoire this year, which is exciting.
Yeah, on practice I'm really good at being oblivious to everyone around me. Every now and then I'll like catch someone doing a jump, but I think at the end of when everyone's actually working on the triple axels is when I'm doing like footwork or spins or something. So I'm too busy moving around that I don't fully notice. I see them going in and then I don't see what happens. Right. But my loop, that is something I'm super excited about this year. I actually got it just before the Olympics, and once I got back I lost it. Okay. It's one of those jumps that's always been like that for me, is I'll have it for a little while and then I'll lose it, and I keep getting it back and losing it. But this year when I was injured I had to relearn all my jumps, and for the longest time all I could do was loop, flip, and lutz. Okay. Because it involved not doing anything with my other foot. Sure. So I learned how to actually do all my jumps with so much control and so much like just ease that my loop is turned into one of my best jumps. Terrific.
You know, the choice of music this year in the short program was a real departure from the last two competitive seasons where we've seen you skate to pieces that are quite dynamic, quite upbeat. This is sort of a newer, softer, gentler side of Kaetlyn Osmond. How did you pick this music? Tell us about that.
In my last year that I competed, I did Summer Over the Rainbow as my exhibition program, and we learned that I actually could skate to something soft. Okay. So we took that and just realized how much everyone loved that piece of music that I used, and that's what we want to try this year. We want to try something completely different, and it was probably a good thing that I had an extra year to work on it. I learned how to be a lot more graceful, and that's the main thing that we wanted, is just to not be the girl that was so in your face all the time and just be the girl next door, and that's what I'm trying to act as this year.
You know, in the year that you were off healing your leg and dealing with the injury, we sort of thought there would be a big gap in ladies figure skating, and in fact Elaine Chartrand and Gabby Daleman skated really well, really stepped up to the plate and made a very strong world's team together. How do you feel about your return to nationals? You know, whereas 2 years ago it might have been a given that, yep, Kaetlyn's going to skate away with this. There will be a bit of competition there for you, and what are your feelings looking, you know, forward towards Canadian National Championships?
I've never actually gone into nationals thinking I was going to win it. Okay. The first year that I went and won, I knew that Gabby was a strong competitor, and I hadn't seen what Elaine could do, but I knew that she was also a really good skater, and so I was going in there and I said I just need to do my stuff, and that's what I think about every year going into any competition, is that there's a lot of great skaters and I just have to do what I know I can do, and sometimes that puts me up where I want to be like now, and the last 2 national championships that I've won, but sometimes it won't, and that's the best I can do is what I can do and just hope for the best.
Well, we can't wait to see that competition and the different competitions you'll be in the Grand Prix series, which are, remind me?
Skate Canada and NHK, which is the first time I'll be doing 2 Grand Prix.
Yes! Knock on wood.
Yes.
That it'll all work out. We look forward to seeing you on both Grand Prix and hopefully even making the Grand Prix final. And then
I wouldn't mind. It's on my birthday, so I wouldn't mind being in Barcelona on my birthday.
Trip to Spain, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations again on the success and the win here in Nebelhorn, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thanks.